Welcome to Blue Moon Industries online demonstration. This demonstration will be reviewing subscription billing. It gives you the ability to automate your contract and subscription-based billing. With subscription billing, it gives you the ability to generate accurate, timely invoices on a recurring basis. It has the ability to handle large volume of contracts and a variety of multiple billing cycles efficiently. You get the ability to leverage variable billing and revenue recognition options. A new feature we just added allows you to automate your price changes on your contract line items. Now for the online demonstration. Subscription billing actually resides inside GP as an additional module that you have your own menu items. When you first install it, you have to complete setup. This is where you would designate the next contract numbering scheme for the contract, as well as enable the various options that are available within subscription billing, such as rollback, line item consolidation, auto price update, contract consolidation, as well as some line preferences. You could also set up the synchronization for contract changes for the customer card, item card, and SB line item defaults. On the billing tab, you have to set up a process hold ID, and this is the same process hold ID that works when sales order processing. In addition, you can set up predefined defaults for what document types you're going to be creating, as well as the return type if you choose to do a return. There are deferral option settings, as well as proration settings. With prorating, it gives you the ability to recalculate the unit price on the line item for the first and final billing, should you have that need. When you're ready to actually create your contract, you would just access the contract by going to Subscription Billing Contract Entry. If you select New, you would select New. It would default the next contract number. You would select your customer ID. From here, you could default in, it would default in the currency ID, payment terms, account receivable, as well as various other fields from the customer card. In addition, on contract entry, if you need to group certain contracts together for reporting purposes or for filtering services during the SOP document creation process, you can use the contract class, which is a simple ID and description. In addition, subscription billing is fully integrated with electronic payment processing, another Blue Moon product. So if you have both, you can specify the payment method automatically on the contract, which will generate the payment as the SOP document is being generated. When you're ready, you would just go to the line items tab. It's similar to SOP transaction entry. You would add your line item. It defaults the price from the price level of the item card, but you can override it by checking the CP checkbox, the contract price checkbox, and enter the contract-based pricing for this item. You would then set the frequency of the line item, as well as set your start date, which will default the next bill date. These do not have to be the same date, but they default in that method. If you have revenue and expense deferrals enabled in GP and you need to defer the revenue, you have the option of using line deferrals as well as deferred profile groups. Instead, line deferrals gives you the ability to set up the deferral on the line item itself. You would then specify your revenue recognition account and your markdown recognition account if you need to defer the markdown as well if you have one. For line deferrals, we use the calculation methods that exist in GP for days and equal, but we also have our own additional methods which are hybrid. These are first period days and complete cycle days. These are basically a day's calculation for the first and final periods of the service cycle, and the middle is equal per period. The start of the service is going to be the service date. It doesn't necessarily have to be that date, the same date as your next bill date, but in most cases it would be. From here, when you're ready to actually create, you would go instant create, or you can use the create SOP documents process. The create SOP documents window allows you to create multiple SOP documents on a mass scale from multiple contracts. One more thought process though. On the actual contract, if you have project-based pricing, so a total price for the life cycle of the contract, you can enable project pricing, which will continue invoicing until that project remaining is zero. As well, we can have enable auto price update, so you can adjust the unit price automatically for future schedules. It can be a scheduled, as I'm showing here, where I built my schedule myself, or continuous. With continuous, it would continue after every generation based upon the frequency of the continuous cycle. If you're going to create multiple invoices, you would just open up the Create SOP Documents window. You would set your doc type, the type ID you're going to be using, and specify the next build date that you're looking for. You would then enter the batch ID, and if you further want to filter down what contracts are being picked up, like I have, I used additional range option for contract class. When I'm ready to create, I would just go fast create. And if the batch doesn't exist, it would actually ask you to add it. Subscription billing document creation process is a two-step process out of the box. It can be made into a one-step process. The advantage of a two-step is you can have an edit list report allowing you to view what will be generated before actually creating the documents. When you're ready to create, you would just go fast create again. It will then generate the SOP document from those contracts into sales order processing. When it's completed, it will notify you how many documents it has created, as well as give you a report for what was generated. I can easily view from this window by selecting the Transactions button. That'll open up the first SOP transaction that's in that batch that I just created. And as you can see here, I passed over my deferral settings onto the SOP transaction. As well as the payment got auto-generated on the SOP transaction as well. From the contract itself, if I want to view what SOP documents, we have our own document history, which is accessible from the inquiry menu or from contract entry as well. In addition to the auto price update, as SOP documents are being generated, it actually will record the SOP number for the document that it was generated for. Since I actually had it do an auto price update on the next cycle, you'll notice here on the line item, the unit price had advanced based upon my scheduled update, and the next bill date advanced as well, allowing the user to keep track of records as they go. We have a variety of reporting options available as well. You can view the contract item listing, comprehensive listing, the agreement, forecasted revenue, and invoice revenue. In addition, subscription billing comes with its own smart list objects that can be used to filter records down as well. That concludes our online quick demonstration. Should you have any further questions, you can contact me, David Snare. I'm the product support and SQA at Blue Moon Industries. My email address is productsupport@bluemoonisb.com, or you can reach out to Don Eckerty at Channel Management at channelmanagement@bluemoonisb.com. Thank you for your time.